Hello, I'm Vishal Nanda, author of the poetry collection Please Stand Back from the Platform Door. It is my debut collection detailing life in Hong Kong and the extraordinary pressures placed on individuals in Hong Kong. As for myself, I've been performing live poetry for quite a while now, usually almost every week for over 5 years. I forget how many more years. Too many by some people's reckoning. If you have heard me before, you know I like to infuse my poetry with a bit of comedy and a bit of absurdity, and although some of these poems contain that, many of them I have never performed because they are very personal and very, I think, distinct to the Hong Kong experience. I grew up in Hong Kong, the second generation to be born in the city, and I consider myself a local in my own specific way, although I may look like and sound like an expat. And the collection navigates some of these identity issues, though I doubt any of us feel like we fit in all the time, so I believe that my own experiences can speak to something more universal, hopefully. You don't have to be Indian to understand the collection or be from Hong Kong, especially because it is written in English. The city can boast having one of the highest life expectancies in the world, but the quality of that life and the mental struggles that we all go through are not so easily documented on a table on Wikipedia. As someone with mental health issues myself, like so many others, the poems explore the extreme highs and lows of how I've experienced this city, and I hope that my work can connect with anyone else out there who has also felt alone and isolated in one of the busiest places on earth. The collection explores themes of anxiety, depression, and even suicide, but there are also some funny ones, I think. I promise. It's also more quirky than depressing, I assure you. Though, as a first for me, there is not a single phallic reference to be had in the whole collection, and I don't know how I feel about that or how you might feel about that, but that's the kind of collection it is. If writing is a journey of self-discovery, then poetry is collecting souvenirs along the way. And I can plot each one of these poems against a particular stage of my life. The collection is an accumulation of years of learning to cope, process, and make fun of life. I took on a persona in many of these poems, so do not worry, you do not need to have me institutionalized just yet. There are so many people who have helped me along the way. Some of them are here tonight, some of them have long left Hong Kong. There are far too many people I have to thank, so apologies in advance for anyone I miss out, but please, if you could bear with me while I give thanks to some special people in my life. I'd like to thank my family, my parents, my brother, my sister-in-law for their enormous support for my creative writing over the years, and I'd like to thank the Proverse Prize, its judges, and particularly its co-founder, Gillian Bickley, who has patiently walked me through the publishing process over the last year. I honestly never thought I'd see my work in a book, and I'm grateful to the entirety of Proverse Publishing and for the group for their belief and support. I'd also very much like to thank the writing community in Hong Kong, specifically Peel Street Poetry, again, some of whom are here tonight, and without whom I don't think I ever would have even started writing much poetry. In particular, I'd like to thank the current MC, Henrik Hoag, for his continued support and advice, Akin JJ for always believing in me, and Peter Kennedy for his many words of wisdom. Henrik and Akin have also been published through the Proverse Prize. She's no longer in Hong Kong, but I'd also like to thank Nashua Gallagher, founder of Peel Street Poetry, who always told me I'd have my words in print someday. Liam is pretty great too, as you will find out, and Paula is a swell poet in her own right. I respect their poetry, and they have certainly inspired me throughout the years. I'd also like to thank the friends who have supported me in my moments of doubt. Feedback is a hard pill for any writer to swallow, but I am grateful to have had the opportunity to grow and improve as a writer, and I don't think I'd be here today without tough, very tough edits along the way. And last, but hopefully not least, I'd like to thank my partner, Becca. We met at Peel Street Poetry more than 4 years ago, and we have been supporting each other's writing journeys ever since. She pushes me to grow creatively every day and has always demanded my best, and she doesn't sugarcoat when something is just okay, and without her encouragement, edits, and assistance compiling these poems, this collection would never have even seen the light of day, so I am so grateful for her love, support, and patience. And of course, I want to thank all of you who have turned out tonight for this event. And thank you for all your support for creative writing in Hong Kong. It's heartwarming to see such a brilliant response, which I can do through this camera. It is in fact because of publishers like Proverse that people like yourself still come to events like this, and it enables creative expression in Hong Kong, which is sorely needed. So with that, thank you for your patience, and I hope everyone enjoys the event.